Hey strong people, Beck here from StartingStrongman.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the Arnold Pro Strongwoman coming up in just a week at the Arnold Strongman Classic in Columbus, Ohio. This is the third year for there to be a Pro Strongwoman show, and it's probably the biggest payout of the year for Strongwoman. There's at least $10,000 in prize money. And you have 11 of the strongest women from around the world that are competing. We have Brooke Souza, Jessica Fithin, my client, Olga Lyshchuk, one of the Ukrainians, Donna Moore, reigning champ, Sumer Johnson, Farah Fonseca, lightweight from England, Andrea Thompson, who just won World's Strongest Woman, Laura Anderson, who is in the lightweight with a phenomenal grip, who won the Hercules last year, Jessica Thieker, Allison Lockhart, and Sandra Sunny Bradley. So, day one starts with an axle press for reps. One thing to note if you're unfamiliar with the Arnold Pro Strongwoman is, unlike the men's division, they're combining 3 weight classes. So there's lightweights, which is under 140 pounds, middleweights, which is under 181 pounds, and open weight or heavyweight, which is everyone else. So some of the events are kind of set up so everyone kind of has a chance to shine. Some of the lightweights have even won events in the past. Middleweight won it the first year, and that would be Leifa Engels, who looks like she has withdrawn from this contest. Hopefully, Leifa is, doesn't have too many injuries or whatever it is, but I don't know why. But hopefully she's doing well. I think she's still attempting the record breakers though. So day one on Friday at the Arnold Strongman Classic is the axle press for reps. Clean once and press away, 220 pounds, 100 kilos. The favorites in this event would be Jessica Fithin, who can press anything. She's looked phenomenal in her training leading up to this. Donna Moore, as long as she has that good walk up to it, I think she'll do well. Andrea Thompson is, up there with anyone. She's super explosive and a great athlete. Some of the middleweights, Sunny from Germany is very strong. Olga definitely has, is explosive and could put up some reps, but I'm expecting the top 3 in that event to be Jessica Fithin, Andrea Thompson, and Donna Moore. And then there's a Husefeld Stone, 320 pounds for max distance. I think it was lowered to 300. They're picking it up off a box. They don't have to pick it up off the ground. So that definitely changes things. This is where maybe some of the better conditioned middleweights or lightweights can make up some ground versus the static events. It's really hard to say because you haven't seen all these people compete. I'd say Donna Moore's very good at these events. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Laura Anderson does well. She has a wingspan's probably double mine. So, as long as she can get a good grip. Andrea Thompson is a great athlete, and she should do well. And it's hard to say on these events. Olga, very well conditioned heavyweight athlete. Jessica Fithin looked great in her training, but events like that are hard. Then a frame carry, 540 pounds for 60 feet. They got to pick this up off the floor, no straps. This is going to be an event where there's a lot of zeros, and just finishing the event will probably put you in the top 5. Andrea Thompson is fast as all get up at moving a fence, and she's probably the one to beat in this. Also, Olga, Donna Moore. It's a tough event for anyone. First off, you have to have the grip to be able to carry it, but also you have to be able to lift 540 pounds off the ground. And if you are 140, 150 pounds, that is a ton of weight. So if anyone can, that's huge props, even if they don't win the event. I know Laura Anderson has a great grip, so she has a good deadlift too. So out of the lightweights, I would give her the best shot in that event. And then we go to the blob deadlift, which the blob is basically an event where it has many names. they call it Ukrainian deadlift, a Bavarian deadlift. It's basically sumo going into strongman. They're standing on, we don't know what the actual implement is. They said it was going to be about 8 inches off their feet. And you stand up on some boxes and pick up a weight in between your thighs. So you're basically in a sumo stance, and it uses a ton of erectors, similar to actually picking up a stone, except you have handles. And I've done a video on my YouTube in the past called a Ukrainian deadlift because I think it's a great exercise for stone lifting, because you're in a kind of bent over position. That's really going to be tough. I think it's 380 pounds, 375. And we don't really know. Like, I don't think direct deadlift goes over to this. Being able to string together reps is going to be hard. Brooke Souza's pretty good at odd events. You know, of course, you don't count out Donna Moore. But Alison Lockhart has a great deadlift, middleweight from Canada, as does Sonny Bradley. But also, you have to be somewhat mobile to get down into that position. There was a compilation put together by Jessica Fithen, just kind of making fun of the event in general. Got to follow her at filthy_Fithen. And pretty much a lot of the athletes look like, I don't know the exact weights everyone goes to, but they all look like they're having similar difficulty level, like on their faces and everything doing it. No one just like looked calm and composed. So it's just, I think what's going to happen with that event is there's probably going to be a log jam at a certain amount of reps. Let's say it's 4 or 5, 6. Whoever gets that 7th is going to have huge points over everyone else. But there's just a lot of unknowns. Then stone to shoulder, 100 kilos, 220 pounds for reps on the rogue stage to cap it off. Brooke Souza is very good at stones. Jessica Fithen's looked very good at this event. Donna Moore is great. Andrea Thompson, I believe, won the stones at World's Strongest Woman, but loading stones to a box is not the same as shouldering one. So yeah, it just comes down to who has the best technique. 220 is probably a weight that most of them can do. I think reps are going to be pretty high. I think even Olga, she seems to be very well conditioned and doing higher reps for the heavyweights. Could be a front runner in that. It's different than doing a heavy stone series where it ends at 300 something pounds like World's Strongest Woman did. And yeah, it's just, these are really hard because they mix the weight classes up. Some of the events are stuff we don't see. There's not as many pro strongman contests during the year that you can kind of Martins beat this guy at this event and this time. So we don't really know. You have to go off training footage, and not everyone puts it up. But if I was to pick who my top 3 at the end of the day is in some sort of order, I think it's going to be Andrea Thompson, Donna Moore, and Jessica Fithen. Of course, I've coached Jessica for the past couple years, so people could say there's some bias there. I don't care. It's still what I believe, regardless or not. But great that the Arnold keeps having these opportunities for women, keeps putting on pro strongwoman. Hopefully it keeps growing over the years and becomes as big of an event as the men. It seems to be getting bigger every year, and I can't wait to watch. Who do you think is going to win? Let me know your thoughts on the events in the comments. I'm Kalle Beck. Thanks for watching. You can follow myself at LetKaleLift, at Starting Strongman. Of course, go to startingstrongman.com for all of your strongman training, news and information, and ebooks, programs, and everything else, and coaching.